It's the dream of every chess player to become a grandmaster one day. I am Levy Rozman, or GothamChess as he is known by, became an IM in August 2018. He reached his highest rating of 2421 in August 2018, and he started content creation right after that. Through the years, his rating dropped a little bit. He is now 2322 in standard chess, classical FIDE rating. And after a long hiatus, Gotham Chess is again playing regularly at tournaments. He is playing right now at Madrid Chess Festival 2024, and he has started strongly. He defeated the highest seed in the first round, and in the second round, he has drawn against the second seed. And third round game is going on right now. So will IM Levy Rozman stay an IM, or is he making that surge towards becoming a GM? Let's find out. Levy is on 1.5 out of 2 points, and his third round game is going on right now against another IM, a highly rated IM, 2471. And the position seems fairly even. Both sides have played a4, a5. There's a knight firmly placed on e4 square. So looks like black has a slightly better grip in the center. So let us go to the first round game played by IM Levy Rozman, where he defeated the top seed. So Levy was in this game black. He plays the Caro-Kann. Let me flip the board. 1 second. Yeah, he plays the Caro-Kann. And Tomas Sosa plays knight f3, pawn to d5, knight c3, bishop g4, h3, bishop takes, queen takes, and e6. Bishop e2. So black has got a better sender control here, but white is more developed. Bishop c5, castles, knight d7, queen g3. So still yet to develop this knight. I think e5 is the idea for white. And now g7 is hanging. So how will Levy respond? How will Gotham just respond? He plays bishop d4. Is it still theory? Let's find out. Yeah, there are 18 games in the database with this position. And now takes 10 games. Takes bishop g4. So it's going to be a crazy game. The black king is still in the center. Rook e1 is coming. So now knight e7. Uh, Knight e7, knight e2, attacking the bishop. Bishop f6. Still in theory. Still there are games played in this position. d4. And now h5. Levy knows his theory well. H5 is a move of a really well prepared player. So he is preparing h4 as well, pushing the queen away. Bishop f3, g5. Wow, Levy is going for it. He has sacrificed a pawn. Bishop takes g5. It's still in theory, I believe. Bishop takes. What is the idea? After bishop takes, rook g8, h4, defense, and it's a pawn up, right? Pawn up, takes, takes, and knight f5. Okay, this is the game that is showing right now. So till a few moves back, they were in theory, and here it shows two games. But after this, it's new territory. Levy's game is the only game played like this. So g5 is a novelty. Let's see how the engine responds to it. Engine likes white's position. Knight f5 is what the computer wants to be played, and probably castles soon. Knight f5, queen f4, g6, and castles, and tuck away the bishop after g6. So here g5, Levy is going for the throat. Bishop takes, rook g8, h4, takes, and knight f5. White queen is feeling a little bit cornered there. Queen h3, and now queen takes g5. The pawn is taken back. So it was just a temporary sacrifice. But still h5 is hanging. Is it a pawn you would take? Is queen into h5 possible? Yeah, queen to h5 is definitely possible, but yeah, queen f6, and this is very risky for white. c4 takes and d5. Very interesting game. So if in a view of the fact that black is probably going to castle long, white's already pushing d5, opening up this side, making a hook on this pawn. So here Levy plays c5, keeping things closed. And now knight c3, knight d4, nice square for the knight. Rook e1 check, and king goes to f8. So Levy's king is feeling comfortable there on f8. Now there's okay, it's not a threat really because queen's defending it, but yeah, the bishop is a very strong piece. Knight's also looking good. So how will Levy continue this? He plays a very nice move. Wow, beautiful move. Queen takes allows knight takes f3, winning a piece thanks to the pin. So after queen, so where did Levy get a great position? See here, d6. Tomas Sosa probably missed queen h4. It's out of the blue move. Nobody would see it from far. He would have probably expected something like rook d8 or knight f6, something normal. But yeah, after queen h4, now white definitely cannot take the queen. That would lose a piece, as we saw. King moves and then takes. So king h2, defending the queen. And now Levy has the option to either exchange the bishop or the queen, or both. So takes, takes, and takes. So what is the situation? White's pawns are a bit vulnerable. The d6 pawn is looking strong, but it's also weak. This rook g6 will almost pick it up. White will have to defend it properly. Rook d1 or knight e4. So here rook g6 was played, knight e4, and now rook e8, preparing f5, I believe. Okay, so he goes rook e6, rook takes, and b5. That seems to be the best way to continue here, according to the computer. Just getting this pawn majority rolling. So rook e6, king h4, b6. So Levy is not going much forward. He's keeping things together. So his knight is also now free to move, to jump out, because otherwise the pawn would hang. Okay, king takes, and that's a huge blunder. Takes, takes, and knight f6. So it allowed Levy to transpose to a rook endgame where everything is falling down and a huge majority on the queen side. So king takes h5 seemed to be that tipping point, after which there was no. I mean, you can directly play knight f6, keeping it double rook endgame, or like he did, he went for a single rook endgame. Now king e8, check, king moves, rook e6, and he goes for the pawn. Simple chess. King moves and takes. Rook, of course, cannot exchange because Levy is now a pawn up, so white cannot exchange. b5, f4, king comes out, king comes out, and rook d5. Okay. Did he have to do it? Yeah, a5 seems to be the sort of waiting move you can play here. Like you can even push further. Yeah, here rook e4, rook d5, f4, and a5. a4 takes. The rook doesn't take. If rook takes, then there was rook d4. Because when the rook moves, f4 falls, and the king still can't take because this falls. So black is still keeping things together in the queen side. The advantage is still there. Rook d7 back, rook moves, rook d3, rook goes back, and rook comes back. Levy is in no hurry. They're both in time pressure. Again, repetition. This is that moment when Levy has to decide go for the draw or not. He goes for c3. Wow. Suddenly things have become equal because now if you take back, then white just takes an f7. And white also has a pass pawn coming down the board. Become equal. So if you go back, he didn't take, he came back. He realized that the pawn has to stay here. So c3 simply gave up the pawn. And now c4, and it's equal. Rook f3, it seems fairly straightforward, isn't it? Okay, time pressure is still there, but Levy is more in time pressure. a4 and rook takes. White is just completely fine now, isn't it? Okay, black still has the extra, I mean, not extra, but looks extra. The extra pass pawn over here. King comes, rook check, king moves, rook goes back, gaining some time, and now king b6, trying to make way here. King moves, stopping king a5. Can we actually play king a5? King takes, rook check, king d5, and king b4. Will Levy go for it? He goes for it with just 1 minute on the clock. It's brave decision. Yeah, not going for the draw still. King a5, king takes, rook check, king moves, and king b4. Rook moves, you can't take, I believe, because then rook check and you lose the rook. So can't take. But rook check, Yeah, now he can take. Yeah, now he takes. It's very nice. King c3. White moves down with the rook. f6, asking the king to come and take the pawn. But then rook c6 will defend. Yeah. And the pawn is still about to reach the end. Rook moves, and now just a3. Rook a6, king moves, and the rook is able to shield the pawn and the king. Rook shields the pawn, rook check, king moves, rook check, king moves, and the king hides over here. And now rook has to come in front of the pawn over here. Wow, it's a beautiful endgame. Pawn push, a huge struggle. Rook defends the pawn, and now black will again bring the king over. Yeah, now all black has to do is, yeah, he even takes the pawn for good measure. King comes, okay, he gives up the rook, but now the king is still close enough, which means it is now over. A great win for Levy to start off the tournament. He must be feeling really good. The second round was a draw, and third round, black is looking slightly better here. But yeah, anything can happen.